Hello again. This is Professor Homa. We're back for part 4 of this, and we'll be done soon. But we're working at our monthly budget. We're doing some calculations and some formulas here. And just to review, based on your worksheet that you can either download or that I gave out in class, number 6 was filling out these formulas, which we basically used to figure out our monthly income. So that's all that number 6 on the sheet was. Number 7 was just pulling our value from here into here. So this value that came over here from this F7 gets flowed into here. So that's how we bring it over. So that's number 7. Number 8 was this little convert to monthly chart that we did, and we basically put a formula in the bottom part that said whatever's in the cell above it, which is F12 divided by 12, to get a monthly value. So any kind of value that we have for a year, we divide by 12, we get a month. And we figured out some of these for water, sewer. We figured out our magazine, we figured out our auto maintenance, so we figured out monthly budgets for all these now. So now that we have monthly budgets, and again, number 9 on our sheet was that auto maintenance where we put in a value of 250 divided by 12. So now what we're going to do is we're actually up to number 12 on our instruction sheet. So what that's going to be doing is adding up all of our expenses. So what I'm going to do here is go down to total expenses, and we're going to put a formula in here, and we're just going to do an AutoSum, because when we're adding up things, we don't have to write it from scratch. We can use our AutoSum. So I want to be in my target cell for total expenses, and I'm going to go up to AutoSum and hit that button, and you can see it makes a little selection here, a range of things that you're going to add up, and I could grab a corner of that and pull that up, and I'm going to pull that up all the way to auto maintenance. I don't want my income, and then I'll scroll down a little bit, and I can adjust that so it gets that area there. So it does cell B8, auto maintenance, right through cell B37, which is eventually the health and beauty. So once I'm done with that, or I'm okay with it, I could hit return, and that gives me a value of 1803.16, okay, based on what I have. So that's my total expenses. So if my monthly income is $23.33 and my total expenses is $1,800, you know, you figure it's going to be around $500 left over. But to make sure that we have that value, we're gonna now do, this is where the power of our budget is. We're going to take this value, subtract it from this value to get this final value. So we're going to use cell references. So just to look here, this cell reference is B39. This cell reference is B5. So what we're going to have to do is adjust this, and let me just double check. Yes, this one is B5. So what we're going to do in this cell down here is we could just type this in, equals sum, and we're just going to take cell B5 and we're going to subtract it from cell, the one down here, which is B39, and then finish off the parentheses and hit return, and we should get a value of 500 some, and we do. So again, this cell down here, income minus expenses, is really doing that, except it's using cell references. It's using cell B5, which is our monthly income, minus B39, which is the total of all our expenses. So that's showing us how much money we have left over at the end of the month. Again, we have some issues here. $20 a month for health and beauty. Some people in class kind of share that may not be enough as far as what they spend each month on health and beauty expenses, but for maybe a single guy that may be okay. So, you know, that's what we have here, and we're going to do some conversions in class based on changing that. So I'm going to stop right here, but again, income minus expenses, we're using cell references for everything. So whatever we change, if I go up here and I decide, you know, I get a big raise and I get an extra $10,000 a year, well, I'll put in my new value. What happens is it goes over here, it gets 20% out, it gives me $3,000 a monthly income, and then it updates everything, and it gives me like $1,100 now extra money to work with at the end of a month. So that's a big difference now as far as what I could put into savings and what I have to spend on a car payment, any of those things. So the idea is called recalculation, the fact that I can just change this number and everything will update as I need.